Hello, my name is Taylor Simpson. I'm a newly full-time artist, although I like to think of myself more as a full-time person. The following videos were recorded during my first week as a self-employed artist. They're completely unscripted and kind of all over the place. This is my first YouTube video ever, and it's far from perfect, but I had a lot of fun making it. I talk about why I decided to leave my career in product design to pursue art full-time, how I'm navigating this big change, do some tarot, talk about the book, The Artist's Way, the election, ceramics, the film Koyaanisqatsi, and crochet. Okay, let's travel back in time a bit, shall we? This is probably gonna happen a lot, huh? Where I'm just gonna watch something and then see that something was weird. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's do an experiment. I'm gonna run downstairs and see if the audio still works. Okay. Going downstairs. Honestly, I'm excited to show you all how weird I am. Everyone is weird, right? I think so. I feel like I can be a little more weird when I'm alone sometimes, because I'm very weird in front of my partner, but it's just nice not being perceived, and yet here I am. Okay, well, I'm gonna end that now. All right, well, I feel pretty good about the audio. How do I feel about me? That's fine. I know, I feel good. I feel good. Today is the first day of being an artist. Wow, that is weird to say. Yeah, I don't know. I did my little action list today, and it has a little box in it for today's mindset, and I said, it's the first day of a new chapter, ! And I get to write it. It's very cheesy, but seriously, that is really cool. I had this realization a couple of weeks ago. I was traveling with my mom in Alaska. It was beautiful, and it was a nice reset, and then I got back to my home and had another week and a half of unemployment. I keep using quotation marks because I'm employing myself. What is it? It feels like such a joke, but it's real. Anyways, back to my original story. I have ADHD, so I will be going on plenty of tangents. Okay, what was I even gonna say? Oh, yes. So I had this realization that this is the first time in my life where I really get to control my own schedule fully, which feels both extremely freeing, and I'm super excited about it. And at the same time, that is terrifying. Who thought that was okay to give me that much power? I don't know what I want to do with my schedule yet. I kind of thought that I would plan out my first 3 months of being full-time and have just this set schedule and everything kind of ready to go. I would know what I wanted to work on and all of that. And I don't have that. And everyone has been asking me, what do you want to do as an artist? And yeah, I don't really know. I just know that this is what I need to be doing. So I'm gonna try doing things as they come for now. I have a very rough plan of what I want to do, and I think I've been dealing with a lot of doubt over the last month. But when I think about it, I'm okay, but I really don't want to go back to what I was doing, working in product design. There are other things I would consider doing other than pursuing art full time, but I do feel like I have to give this a go. If I didn't, I would feel very unfulfilled. So, whether this succeeds or fails, I think I will be happy that I've tried. I was just getting so burnt out from corporate life. Working for a corporate job was good in that I had a very stable, high income, health insurance, good benefits, all of that stuff. And it definitely did teach me a lot, and I'm proud of what I did. I wouldn't be able to do this unless I had made and saved so much money before. And yeah, I'm terrified about the money, and I hate that we live in a capitalist society. But my plan for this first year is to experiment. I love so many different types of mediums, and I used to think that this was a bad thing, that I'd had no particular focus, because I like to write, I like to paint, I like to draw, I like designing. Within design, I like so many different things. I like making textiles. I'm taking a ceramics class right now. I just feel like there's so much to learn. My perspective on that has already changed, and I don't see that that's a flaw anymore, because now I can combine those things in interesting, different ways. I don't have to stick to just one medium. I think that I do eventually want to find a focus. I just don't know exactly what that means yet. That might mean that I focus on a few different mediums, or my style becomes more refined across many mediums, or there's a particular subject matter. But I really just want to experiment in order to figure out what is working for me, what am I having fun making, because my happiness is really the most important thing to me now. Anyways, I was writing my morning pages, and I kind of decided to start off my writing with a tarot card pull, and I am, disclaimer, not an expert by any means. I have this very little guidebook that I follow every time I pull cards, but I find it to be an interesting process just to reflect on what's going on. And yeah, I was kind of shocked and not shocked by the results at all, because I asked 2 questions, one of which is, who am I as a person this month? And then I asked, who am I as an artist this month? For the question about who am I as a person, I pulled the Hermit. But yeah, you can see in this illustration that the person here has a little star hanging from their necklace, and that's kind of a guiding light. It's like they're seeking knowledge, and they need the solace in order to find that. And I do think that that is super relevant to me, really for both questions right now, because I have been just kind of by myself for the last week and a half, and I'm still going to be by myself for more than a week now because my partner is traveling for work. So I have been spending a lot of time alone and just kind of doing my own thing. And I think that that's been good for me. I really cherish my alone time, and it's been good for this time in my life as I am transitioning to pursuing art full time. And then for the question about who am I as an artist this month, I pulled the High Priestess. There's kind of again, this want for knowledge, right? The moon represents kind of the unconscious and needing to tap into that in order to find the answers that you're looking for. And yeah, I have a ton of questions right now. I just went in a whole spiel about how I don't really know what I'm doing. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not knowing what's going to happen yet. It's kind of reminding me of something that one of my old therapists said to me, which is that anything can happen. And that was kind of a pivotal moment for me, realizing that, because I used to have really bad anxiety, and I would kind of think of the worst scenarios, and I never really thought of all of the good things that could happen, or even just the kind of medium things. But yeah, really anything could happen, and that's kind of freeing in a way, to not just be stuck on one outcome. Anyways, I think that the way that these cards speak to each other is pretty lovely. This is my tarot deck by the way. It's the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sterl. It's the only one I have, but I really like it. The illustrations are really beautiful. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. It's kind of a lot. So it's day 2 of working for myself as an artist, and it's also election day, so I'm feeling kind of anxious, and it's been hard to get that out of my mind. I don't know, I hope she wins, but I'm nervous. I'm feeling excited still. It's not really showing today because of all the election stuff. I did finally announce on LinkedIn that I am no longer a staff product designer at Pinterest, and now I'm pursuing art full-time. And I wrote a little bit about my experience with that, and yeah, mainly just that I felt like I didn't have enough time or energy for my other creative pursuits. While working at Pinterest, I did help co-lead 2 art installations for Burning Man, and I'm super proud of that. And I'm also really proud of my time as a product designer and how I did grow a lot in that career. But yeah, it was not really sustainable to do both things, and then I didn't really have time for my own interests in art. What else did I do today? I cleaned up my office and my studio, and yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, so I don't know, I guess I'll just show a little bit. This might be a little shaky because I don't have a gimbal yet, but I have over here my painting side of the room. And then back there, my bookcases. I've got this rug that I made. Well, I'm still working on since I started it in college. Oops. I have a lot of unfinished projects, and maybe I'll get to those. And then, yeah, just got my desk set up over there. And I finally put up this like magnetic board so I can keep a rotating set of things there. And yeah, I'm just facing the window because I don't really have good lighting in here yet. And hopefully, well, I ordered some lighting and I should be arriving this week. Yeah, and then tomorrow I'm meeting a friend of a friend who, she's a full-time watercolor artist. And yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting her and just like asking some questions about how she does things and what her experience has been like as a full-time artist. I don't really know many people who do this full-time. So yeah, it'll be good to start like expanding my network as well and learning how other people do stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited to have potentially a new community to build. I have my ceramics class tonight, and we're going to be trimming our stuff. And last week I made some bases that I hope to turn into lamps. And I made a couple of cups that I want to put some handles on and have those be mugs. I took a ceramics class about a year ago, and everything turned out so small, like so baby and cute, but not very usable. Like I made like espresso mugs basically. So I'm happy that now that like a year later I'm making bigger things, but who knows, like the way that clay shrinks just shocks me. And I want to make some little chapstick holders. I feel like that would be really cute because I'm like always looking for my chapstick. Wow, I'm really sounding exasperated today. Just like can't stop thinking about the election. I'm kind of tempted, like while it's still light out, to just go work in the yard for a bit because I think that moving around might be good for my energy, and I have to get changed into gross clothes for ceramics class anyways. Our yard is like terraced, so it's kind of, there's a lot to discover, and I'm still discovering our yard. yeah, but I like working in the art. I feel like that's been just good for me, just having time to like, it's in a way like similar to art where you're just making something, you're transforming something in front of you. It feels really good to see that. And then, yeah, depending how I'm feeling, I want to start looking at The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Yeah, that's right. 10/1/22 was the last time I went through this. And I have not looked at the exercises that I did from that time. And I have not read the morning pages that I wrote during that time. I think I want to go in blind. I think I want to do the exercises without looking at what I did before. And then maybe once I've done the exercise, I can go look at what I did before and analyze it. Because I think it'll be interesting to see if I repeated anything. Am I still dealing with some of the same things or having the same ideas? I think the part I'm most nervous about is looking at the morning pages. What I recall Julia Cameron saying is that you should be writing it more like you're just dumping every thought you have out of your brain. And I find that really difficult to do. Like I just don't, I like to think a lot before I write, and going straight from thought to writing I don't know if that works for me. But I think because I wrote it sometimes more like a journal, I think it will be kind of heavily laden with my personal life. And I'm not like super pumped to relive some things. So I don't know, but they're in the past now. Maybe that'll be healing somehow. I know I had lots of ideas for artwork along the way too, and I am looking forward to finding out what those ideas are and writing them down. I have this box of index cards, and I've written down, I don't know how many ideas are here, a lot, and I haven't looked at them since I put them in here, but kind of the idea is that I will probably be pulling from these in order to just get started on making artwork. So yeah, as I come across ideas that I had before, and I'm going to be putting those in here and cataloging them. That's my plan. See if it works. Well, yeah, I'm going to be losing daylight pretty quickly. So I'm going to get outside. Peace. Okay, so I'm in the ceramic studio today, and I'm going to be trimming 4 different pieces, hopefully. I have an hour and a half, so I'm not sure I'll finish them all because I'm not very good yet. And now that it's centered, I can begin trimming. And that's starting to look better, but I want to do more. That looks worse now. Okay. It's fine, everything's fine. I'm gonna let that try to settle a little more while I work on the sides. When I was writing my morning pages today, I was reflecting on the election and generally just how do I want to approach talking about politics as an artist. And yeah, this like idea that I've been playing around with is I'm not really a full-time artist, I'm a full-time person, and who's president matters to me. And I'm thankful that I live in a place that is very progressive, and in all likelihood I will be fine. But this is so much bigger than just me and these next 4 years. It wasn't always so progressive. I grew up in Michigan, and I would, my parents' political views are mixed, and I wouldn't say I had really like a strong opinion on anything growing up. But I went to school at Maryland Institute College of Art, and I feel like as much art school was about technique, it was also about unlearning my beliefs. Even though I don't make art that is inherently has like a political message, I do. And I don't know, maybe I want to make political art. What would it be like if I made political art? I don't know. Really trying to get this edge nice so I can drink out of it. I'm always looking for my water bottle. It like floats around the house. So I'm just gonna leave this one by my bed, and then I don't have to think about where my water bottle is at the end of the day. I guess that might create problems for me the next morning, but I'll solve that another time. I'm doing the bottom now. Time to take this off the wheel. I've done the bottom now. So cute. Pretty pleased with how that cup turned out, and then I ended up doing a lamp base, or what I intend to be a lamp base. I don't know if it'll actually work, but I had to cut out the bottom of it and then make a sort of divot for where the cord will come out the back of the lamp base. And I discovered that my base was very thick on the bottom, and it took a lot of just like, I had to actually like manually cut the circle out of the bottom, and the inside looked like absolute shit. But the outside, like when I was done, looked good, and it's okay. If I throw more lamp bases, I might try to either not have a bottom and just go to the bat and raise the walls, or I will try to make the base thinner because I have to cut it out anyways in order to get the fittings for the lamp through. I did go and meet this friend of a friend who's a full-time artist, and we just chatted about what it's been like for her. She does a lot of art booths around Seattle, and she does watercolor art paintings full-time. And yeah, it's cool to hear more about how she has approached it. She talked about this concept of having tenets to live by with her art. Like, for example, one of them was that she has to always eat before she starts painting. And yeah, I can heavily relate to that one, because if I don't, a bunch of time will go by, and then I will eventually feel very hangry and have to go solve that like immediately, or everything will explode. And then she also had one about, instead of if she's not feeling like painting, she'll go write. And we talked a bit about the concept of just like when do you have the most energy, and how do you feed your energy and your creativity, and how important it is to go out and feed that. Yeah, so that's been day 3 for me. And then tonight I'm gonna go with my friend to see this movie, Koyaanisqatsi. I bought tickets for this months ago, like a dummy, not realizing that this was gonna be the day after the election and probably really shitty. But I was feeling a lot more hopeful then. Okay, so it's day 4 for me of being a full-time artist. Yeah, today has been a little weird so far. I just woke up in a pretty low mood, and I did my morning pages and was still feeling pretty down, or maybe even more down after that, and I couldn't really get myself to continue the rest of the things on my to-do list. So I decided to go clean up some leaves on the sidewalk so that people don't slip down the hill by our fence line. So I did go see Koyaanisqatsi last night, and yeah, I would definitely recommend this movie. You might need to be the kind of person that's interested in somewhat more avant-garde films in a way, because this movie does not have any dialogue or any main characters. It's just shots of land, of people, of cities. It felt like a moving collage. in a way, and I really loved that aspect of it. But I think I was most intrigued by the shots of the film that I didn't realize what they were of until later on. It seemed like a commentary on how much we make as humans in order just to consume it and destroy it, and compared with the Earth, where these geological formations take so long to form. It's kind of incomparable. And this film was made in the 80s, and I just think about today how this is probably even worse. And I was kind of thinking about what would these shots be like today if this movie was remade. In other news, I finally got a trash can for my studio, which is very exciting. I've just been using a plastic bag on the floor for a while now, or like making piles of trash on my desk. And I'm gonna be getting my new lighting soon as well, so good things are coming. It feels really nice that my space is coming along. I think for the rest of the day, I'm going to look at the Artist's Way, and then I need to go finish trimming the rest of my stuff. I think I have 1 or 2 more things to finish trimming. I made it to day 5. It's the end of my first week as a full-time artist. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of how this week has gone, despite everything that's been happening in the world and just some tough emotions that I was feeling. I was able to push through and regulate myself and accomplish a decent amount. I have this bandana that I've been making, and it's made with yarn that I got from Alaska. And I already crocheted this cute hat to go with it. I'm gonna choose a button, and then I'm gonna get some thread to go with it and sew it on. I have all these buttons that my mom gave me. I feel like something more tortoise-y would be nice. I feel like maybe I should just dump out all of these. After dumping out all of the buttons and looking for ones that are large enough to use, I think I finally found my best option, which is this one. And yeah, I think that's gonna go nicely with the fabric. Wrap this around a few times, hold that tight, and pull through. There, now we have a nice little knot. And then wrap this around here and then finish going through. Ta-da! Button. Here comes the time to don the ensemble. So first of all, here's my hat that I made. This is like putting on necklaces. It's always more difficult than you expect. Cute. Kind of feel like a calico cat. Yay. Okay. The pattern for the hat is the Pearl Soho crochet cap. For the end, instead of just doing a regular single crochet, I did a single crochet in the back loop only to kind of give it this ribbing effect. And then the pattern for the bandana is just a granny square pattern, but I just kept going. And then same thing for the edges here. I did that single crochet in the back loop only to give it this effect. Welcome back to the present day. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. It will really help me as a brand new YouTuber. And I'd love to see your comments and questions below. I have a ton of video ideas at the moment, so knowing what you're interested in can really help me decide what to do next. Bye for now, and I hope you live creatively this week.